Welcome back, Rich Minds. This your boy Reno coming back to you with another video. And today's topic is gonna be 5 signs God isolated you. Yes, sir. Let me say it louder for the people in the back. Listen, y'all. This video is simply based upon the 5 signs of how you know God got you isolated. All right. Now let me say this, y'all. There's nothing wrong with being isolated. All right, there's nothing wrong with being by yourself. There's nothing wrong with being in a place of tranquility. All right, and not only that, but most important of all, there's nothing wrong with having a minor setback for a major comeback. And who knows, maybe your isolation period is not a minor setback. All right, maybe it's just time for you to get to yourself and only by yourself, so you don't have no distractions, nothing that can take you off focus. No boyfriends, no girlfriends, no husbands, no wives, no family members, no sisters, no brothers, whoever that distraction is for you, no job, whatever that is. That isolation period is healthy for you, right? For a substantial amount of time, not forever. I'm not saying forever, but what I'm saying is this isolation period is going to help you for your elevation period, all right? You got to isolate to elevate sometime. Yes, sir. You got to separate yourself to elevate yourself sometime. So if this video sounds like I'm talking directly to you, I already know, man. Y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say, isolate to elevate. Yes, sir. Isolate to elevate. And not only that, make sure you leave a thumbs up on this video as well as subscribe to the channel. All right. So the first sign is going to be this. Number 1, you in training right now. Y'all ever seen them in movies, right? Particularly boxing, all right? Whether you watching Creed, Rocky, right? Or even any one of those Chinese movies, you know what I'm saying? When they seeking for adventures. Yes, sir. They go into a moment of where they are in training. You can't go beat the big dog if you ain't trained yet. You can't go to the person who on top if you ain't trained yet. You can't go to the person, right, or the event or environment if you're not ready yet. You have to train. See, right now, God got you in training. Okay, Reno, you say, Reno, what is he training me on? What is he training me on? All right, number 1, he's helping you control that anger problem that you have. Yes, sir. He's helping you become more articulate, right? He's helping you become a better individual overall, right? Like he's shaping and molding you. You are in training. See, God has a reputation on you. He's not about to ruin his reputation for you. He's not about to put you in a position you ain't ready. And the first thing you claiming is God did this. No, he's not going to leave you no room for mistake. At the end of the day, yes, you are imperfect and you are human and you're never going to do anything all right. All right. I was just having a conversation with my granddad about this. He every time I talk to him, he say, I'm not all right. And when I was a kid, I was like, Granddad, man, what you talking about? You ain't all right. And I understand why he said that now. He's saying that I'm not perfect. Okay. And so I said that to say this to you. Meanwhile, you're going inside of your training. You're on your training period. You're not going to be perfect no matter how much he mold you, no matter how much he shape you up. It's not enough training in the world to make you perfect. But what you can strive for is excellence, meaning you can do something so good to where it almost seems like you're perfect. Bruce Lee had this quote, y'all, and I love this quote. He says that I don't fear a man who know 1,000 kicks, right? I fear the man who practice one kick 1,000 times. Consistency, persistence, perseverance, all right? And that's what God is putting you through right now. Right now, you're going through so many obstacles. Right now, you're going through so much training, and it's making you a better person. It's sharpening your mind. It's sharpening your intellect. It's sharpening your heart, right? It's helping you become a more emotionally developed person. Because where you going, you're going to have to be emotionally developed. Where you going, you're going to have to be emotionally developed, all right? So don't sleep on that. Understand that. So the first sign is simply going to be this. You are in training right now, okay? Number 2, y'all. Number 2 is going to be this, all right? God is helping you build strength, okay? Whether that's in all aspects. It can be all aspects, right? God is helping you build strength. Well, Reno, why do I need to build strength? Because in order for you to go to the destination that God has for you, he going to need you to be strong. Yes, sir. I got news for you. All right. That place that you talking about going to, that destination, that dream, right? that vision that you've been seeing, that purpose that you have, God needs you to be strong to withhold that position. Or else whenever he started dispensing that blessing into your life, you ain't gonna be ready for it. You won't be ready for it, okay? So understand this, God is helping you build strength. Listen, y'all, I play football, okay? And so for me, when I play football, what they put us on like creatine, I think, or I don't even think it was creatine. I think creatine was illegal at this time. It was something that was similar to creatine. So it wasn't taking creatine. It was like some type of protein pills that made us get like kind of swole, like buff for real. Not only that, but we was working out. You know what I'm saying? We was training 2-a-days. We had this practice called 2-a-days. All my fellas know what this practice called. This is when you practice in the morning. Yes, sir. And then you get I think you get what they gave us, like an hour or two. And then after that, you finna go right back and you finna practice in the evening, right? Well, you're gonna practice in the afternoon and then you going home in the evening. All right. And then you're gonna repeat the same thing. We doing this like 5 times a week. We doing it like 5 times a week. So Reno, what are you saying? You have to go into a mode of training. See, when we was doing those 2-a-days and we was, taking them protein pills and all that, drinking Ensures, beefing us up, the coach was training us and preparing us for game time. He knew what we was coming up against. He knew the type of guys that we was coming up against. We had to be mentally ready. We had to be emotionally ready. We had to be physically ready. We had to be fit in all aspects, because when we get to game time, it ain't no, oh man, we finna drink an Ensure on the side of the line. No, you ain't finna drink no Ensure on the side of the line. No, you ain't finna, take a protein pill right here. This got to build up. You got to build it up, y'all. Okay, so all I'm simply saying is God is helping you build strength right now. All right, just like when I was building strength on the football team, getting ready for the next game. You building strength for this next opportunity. You building strength for this next relationship, for this next marriage. You are building strength. All right, so don't sleep on that. Understand that right now, God is He needs you in isolation period. He needs you in an isolation space so He can actually get through to you, so you can build strength. All right, that's a big one, y'all. So number three is gonna be this, y'all. Number 3 is gonna be this. And before we go to number 3, y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say, God is building me up. All right? Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say, God is building me up. Because when you're in your isolation period, He's only putting you through that period so He can elevate you, right? He got to get your mind right. He got to get your heart right. He got to get you right. All right? So number 3, y'all, number 3 is gonna be this. You have entered a new season. Let me say that one louder for the people in the back. All right? You have entered a new season. Reno, what does that mean? All right, listen. Last season was winter. You're coming into a season of springtime. Yes, sir. You coming into a season when you're about to reap all the fruits of your labor. Every seed that you sowed, you about to reap. Everything that you did right in the winter, you're about to reap that harvest. You're about to get it all back. Not only that, but you've entered a new season of people. Yes, sir, I know I'm talking to somebody. You entered a new season of life. Yes, sir, I know I'm talking to somebody. We're talking heavy, y'all. And you have entered a new season of you. This is a new season right now. And so sometimes it can seem quite lonely. And that's why you have to go through an isolation period, because you are entering a new season. Not entering, you just entered the new season. All right, you the new kid on the block at school, and it seemed like you isolated for some reason because you don't really know nobody. You're not really familiar with the area. You don't know what's going on. You like, man, this ain't right. But you know you went to new school, right? You see the new people, but you still feel alone. You ever had that feeling if you was the new kid on the block, or even if you were the new person on the block at a job, whatever, you feel kind of isolated? Well, listen, y'all. You have entered a new season. You entered a new job. You enter a new season of people. A new environment is new, right? So you feel isolated right now because you have entered a new season. You haven't even discovered this new season. You haven't even experienced every single thing inside this season. You don't really know what's going on. You like, man, look, all I know is they go run. They go Timmy right there. They go Charles. They go Rashay. I mean, you just know what you see right now. Right? And so you in this isolation period, you don't really know what's going on. All you know is you got God first. All you know is you heading in the right direction, but you are in this isolation period. You have entered a new season, and this is new to you, right? I mean, I can't tell you, if you never published a book, I can't say you should know every single step, right? And if I never baked the cake, you shouldn't tell me or expect for me to know every single step. And so that's what I'm saying with you. In this same isolation period, you have entered a new season. And right now, this season is new. It's new to you. You don't really know too much about this season. All you know is, man, look, I know God behind me. I know I'm in this new season. I don't know what you're doing, God, but I trust you. Yes, sir. Somebody drop in the comments and say, I trust you, God. See, you don't know what's going on, but all you know is that, listen, God is doing something great in my life. I don't know what's going on, but I trust you. I've entered this new season. I know you got my back. You haven't brought me this far just to leave me. Okay? That's major, y'all. That's super major. Okay? Number 4, y'all. Number 4 is gonna be this. You are in discovery mode. So this is very similar to you have entered a new season, but I differentiate the two so y'all don't get confused. So discovery mode. See, when you enter a new season, you just entered a new place, a new environment, a new place of your life, right? But see, discovery mode is you're figuring out who you are. You're figuring out, this new space that you're in. You're figuring out the things that you wasn't able to figure out when you were surrounded by everybody who kept you distracted. You wasn't able to figure out, the type of person you are. You wasn't able to figure out, do I like pork? Do I like chicken? Do I like do I like steak? What I like? You are now in discovery mode. Don't be afraid of discovery mode, right? I've been in discovery mode a few times, and I understand how scary it can feel. Sometimes discovery mode can feel like you lost, but you are right where you need to be. Being in discovery mode it's beautiful because you get direct contact to God, right? You don't know. It's almost like whenever you walk inside the airport, how many people done flew out? You know what I'm saying? How many people done took a plane? I'm sure y'all have. So for the ones who done took a flight and flew, y'all know exactly what I'm about to say. But whenever you walk into an airport and you've never been into that particular airport, or let's just say you never flew, and you have somebody to help you, guide you around, like, hey, look, this is where you go, this is where you don't go, this is what general boarding is, right? This is where you get your boarding pass, right? You're vulnerable because you don't know where you're going. You're vulnerable because you don't know that space. You're not familiar with it, right? You are in discovery mode. And so, listen, if that connected with somebody, y'all make sure y'all drop discovery mode in the comments. I got a feeling I just connected with somebody. Yes, sir. So look, when you walk into the airport, you don't know where you're going. So you're super vulnerable and you are in discovery mode, okay? And so that's the same thing with you and God, all right? You don't know, you're unfamiliar with this space in life. This space in life is peculiar. I mean, you're not familiar with this space. So you are in discovery mode. You're trying to figure out who you are, right? Where you want to go, what you want to do. You are in isolation period. You are in an isolation moment. You're trying to figure this thing out, right? You're trying to figure it all out. And so I say this, you are in discovery mode, okay? And God is able to show you exactly where to go because now you're so much more vulnerable. See, that's the thing with God, y'all. He wants you in a vulnerable state. When you are not humble, yes, sir, when you're not able to hear his voice and when you're not able to communicate with God, you're not going to be able to find that thing that God wants you to do. I don't know. Maybe that thing for you to do is to be a YouTuber, right? Maybe that thing for you to do is to open up your own business, open up your own e-commerce store. I don't know what that is for you. But what I do know is when you are in discovery mode, you're able to discover who you are. Yes, sir, you're able to discover where you want to go. And you're able to discover what you want to do in life. All right. And God will assist you with that because you're vulnerable now. You're able to do that, right? You're that person who just walked into an airport, don't know where you're going. You're vulnerable. So now they can tell you exactly where you go, where you need to go because you're willing to take direction. Yes, sir. See, a lot of people don't want to take direction. A lot of people feel like they know exactly what to do, where to go, right? And that's why they can't get nowhere. A lot of people feel like they know exactly what to do, where to go, and that's why they can't get nowhere. But see, when you're vulnerable and you're inside that discovery mode and you saying, look, God, I'm giving it up to you. I don't know where I'm going, but I trust you. Now he can guide you into the right direction. All right? Somebody drop in the comments and say, lead me, God. Yes, sir. Y'all make sure y'all drop in the comments and say, lead me, God. All right? You are in discovery mode, okay? And that's the beauty of being in isolation. All right? And so the last one, y'all, is going to be number 5. Number 5 is simply this. God is making you draw closer to him. You see how all these connect, right? You see how all these connect. You're in training, okay? God is helping you build strength. All right. Now, once you build that strength, you're entering into a new season with that new strength. All right. And then with that new strength, you're like, man, I got all this strength, but I don't know what to do with it. Right. You are in discovery mode. And then when you get in discovery mode, now God is making you draw closer to him. You see how all those kind of connect with one another. All right. So listen, y'all. Number 5 is God is making you closer to him. He's making you draw closer. See, a lot of times we're surrounded by our family, our friends, right? You know, spouses, maybe. Even kids. But we forget the fact that without any of this thing, right? Without anything, we can't do nothing without God. Right? We can't do nothing without God. You can't raise a kid without God. You can't, eat without God. You can't live without God. You need God, number 1, right? And of course, obviously, yes, you can do some things, but will you be in a healthy state of mind? Will you be in a healthy, way of thinking? Like, will you be healthy overall? So I take that back. Yes, you can do it without God, but do you really want to, right? Or will you be successful at it, right? So I say that to say this. God is making you draw closer to him. Oftentimes, he make you depend on your faith. See, I can sit here and talk about God all day, but only people who are true believers will believe what I'm saying, right? Only those who have faith will be able to have faith in what I'm saying. Right? But if you're the type of person, hey man, well, hey, I understand you talking about God, but hey, until I see something or until somebody blow into my face and he say I'm God, then I just won't believe it. Okay, cool. And then you won't be able to reach your full potential. Okay? And so when you are in this place or moment of isolation, God is going to make you depend on him. Period. He needs you to depend on him. And so once you begin to draw closer to him, that's when you're going to start not only building strength, but you're going to start building more faith, more courage, right? And in that isolation moment, you're going to find yourself, right? And then you're going to have this omnipotent source of power that came from God. So understand that, all right? So with that being said, if you are in isolation, don't be afraid. Don't be weary. Don't be worried. Don't be scared. Don't be frightened. Understand that this is only a step down for you to come up. And also let me say this. It's not even necessarily a step down, right? This is a step away, right? This is a step away to step up. 10 more steps. Right? This is a step away. Like you stepping away from all the drama. You stepping away from all the chaos. You stepping away from all the distraction. You stepping away from it. Okay? And once you step away, you're going to be able to focus more. You're going to be able to step up in life and get to exactly where you desire to go. All right, so with that being said, y'all, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Y'all already know how we do, man. Y'all make sure that y'all hit any one of the links in my bio. Check out any one of my books. That's 8 Steps to Self-Publishing a Successful Book, Rich Mentality, Fairly Unequal, or Traumatized by Love. Also, you can check out any one of my memberships, whether that's my YouTube membership or my Patreon. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Keep a rich mentality. Peace.